everybody, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking you through a couple of my recent purchases. If you are familiar with this, you are not going to be disappointed. If you don't know, Samantha Ravindall here on YouTube, she was formerly of Battleash, and I've been watching her for that freaking long. She came out with some of her own products. They are luxe, high-end, pricey, but stunning products. You're definitely gonna get what you pay for. But I ordered these on launch day last week. They came pretty quickly, you know, considering COVID and the fact that it was a new launch. It wasn't really a huge problem getting onto the website. But I wanna show you how I use these products. I got a Glow Lust, which is a multi-use glowy illuminator, as well as one of her eyeshadows. It's a cream and like a glitter topper. So if you guys wanna see how I got this look, what I think of the products, how they apply and all that good stuff, just keep on watching. Also, yes, my hair is a little damp. We're letting her air dry. So it is what it is. So I'm sure you've seen a ton of these videos already, but I just wanted to throw my hat in the ring on talking about how beautiful the Auric products are. This is the boxing that it came in. Absolutely stunning. I really like this with the gold accents. It's a really soft touch box. You're paying for it, so it definitely feels luxury, which I definitely appreciate. The packaging itself is also absolutely stunning. It's really heavy duty. This is glass packaging. This lid is not going anywhere. I know Sam mentioned in her launch video that they wanted to ensure that this cap will not pop off, especially when you travel, because what would be worse than all of this spilling out everywhere in your bag. So whenever we can travel again, this will make an excellent companion. So this is the Gold Lust Radiant Luminizer, and I got the shade Morganite. This is the lightest. I believe they say that it's a light, cool beige. I was a little worried about that because I thought maybe I would need to go warm, but I used this last night and it did seem to pan out quite nicely. So this is the pump that she put on it, which I really appreciate. I love when a product has a pump. And Sam also mentioned that she wanted to be able to control how much product comes out. So you can do a full pump very easily, but also you can do just a really little pump. So just to show you guys an example, I just want a little bit of product. There it is. If I wanted a little bit more, it's very easy to control. In terms of the shade, this is obviously a very concentrated amount of it, but this is Morganite. As you can see, it is extremely shiny and dewy. It's not metallic, it's not glittery, it's just a really smooth shine, if that makes sense. It's so pretty. Just to give you guys an example of something else, or just you can kind of compare, I use the Cover FX drops sometimes in shade Moonlight. So I'll show that to you next to Morganite so you can kind of see what the color looks like. The only thing that I wish they had on their website was were swatches, just so you could really see what different shades look like next to each other. So the Cover FX drops are definitely more shiny in my opinion. It's a little bit more blinding, and this particular shade is more on the champagne side. So that is the Cover FX drop, and then this is the Auric Luminizer. So the main difference between these two formulations is, you know, the Cover FX one is definitely way more shiny. It doesn't appear to really have glitter in it, but the Auric one is a little bit smoother and a little bit creamier. It's definitely a thicker product. I think you saw it on my hand when I pumped it out. It's not gonna move, it's not gonna go anywhere. It's more of like a gel consistency. So even now, as you can see in the light, different lights hitting it, sort of the differences between the colors. So this one is definitely good for someone my skin tone. You could probably go up to the warm one, but I really am pleased with the shade. If you've never heard of this brand before, you don't know anything about the products, I'll let you know that the Glow Lust is meant to be very versatile. Sam herself is a makeup artist, so she knows how important it is to have multifunction products in your toolkit. So this is meant to be not only like sort of a primer, glowy primer, but also you can mix it in with your foundation to make that more luminous, and you can also use it just as a straight up liquid highlighter. I'm gonna show you a couple applications today. I really like this product, but I'll talk more about that when I apply it. Quickly jumping into the eyeshadow. So I got the Smoke Reflect in shade Temper. This is more of the rose gold. She also had more of a bronze and then a silver. So this is stunning packaging. It feels really heavy, really lightweight, very luxe. Again, it has the name on the front and it is raised. I don't know if you can even tell, but the bottom is glass. I don't know if you can hear that, but in the bottom you have the cream shadow. There is a stopper, which is excellent. That's gonna stop it from drying out on you. And that is the shade. We will play with that in a little bit. Very beautiful. And then on the top, she includes a topper, which has more sparkle and shimmer if you want it to bump up the opacity and the glitteriness and the dimension of the shadow. So those are the two Auric products I'm gonna use today, so I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm going to use the Glow Lust first as sort of an all over glowy primer. So I do use an SPF that has glow in it. As you can see, my skin is already a little glowy. For the sake of showing off the product, I'll only use this on half of my face for right this second. So as you can see, it's very, very thick. A little bit goes a long way. It feels very smooth. It's easy to apply with your fingertips. And so my skin's just very sensitive. I'm being gentle on it, but it just gets red. So here is the side with the Glow Lust, and here is the side without. So it definitely adds a very beautiful shine. I think if you have oilier skin, I think this would definitely still work. You would just certainly have to set it, whatever you end up doing with it. So that is Morganite all over the face, sort of as a primer, glowy primer. As you can see, it's definitely made my skin very glowy. I feel like there is some hydration in it as well, which I appreciate as a dry skin gal. For foundation today, I'm going to use the Ordinary Serum Foundation in shade 1.2. This is really thin. I don't know if you can hear. It's very, very thin, but it has excellent coverage. I haven't had this for quite some time, but I'm so pleased to have it back in my collection. This, I think, allows the glow to sort of come through, but also provides excellent coverage. So I'm going to apply that all over the face. So before I show you the other application of the Auric product, as well as the eyeshadow, I'm just going to apply the eyebrows, my concealer, bronzer, all that kind of stuff. That way you don't have to watch me do it and we can skip ahead to that. So I'll see you in a second. So I will list everything down below that I used, but most notably, I used the butter bronzer. I used it on the cheek as well as a little bit in the crease. I also used my blush in the shade Werk from Milk. It's a cream, it's stunning. I did a little bit of powdering under the eyes and a little bit down the center of the face, but I do still have a lot of glow just from that Auric product, the Glow Lust being underneath the foundation. And it does, I feel, work really well throughout the day. I felt like, you know, as time went on, my skin was looking glowy and it was absolutely stunning. Also, I'm obsessed with this concealer. It's by Milani. It's seriously life-changing. I love it. So when I used this yesterday for the first time, I primed on one side and I didn't prime on the other, and there wasn't a significant difference. So I'm not going to prime today. I will swatch this so you can see what the cream looks like. So that's a really light application of it, but it has a beautiful sheen. It's definitely rose gold. It's not orange, which I love because sometimes I feel like rose gold products can lean a little orange. So I'm gonna zoom you in so you can really see how this operates. So yesterday, I used a brush and I used my finger, and just so that you guys can see how it works on each side, I'm going to do a little bit of both. So just first going to dip in and just gonna start on this eye, kind of patting it on. And buffing a little bit on the edge. So the only other thing I had on my eye was a little bit of bronzer in the crease. But even just that alone, if you want to leave the house like that, put on a little mascara, off you go, it would be beautiful. So that is just the cream with a brush. Now I'm going to take a little bit on my finger and apply that to this eye. So anytime you apply something with your finger, you're going to get a little bit of a more intense application. But with these creams, I didn't feel like it was that much of a difference. And I still wanted to use a brush just for the sake of blending out my edges. So I'm gonna do that. As you can see, there's not much of a significant difference between the brush side and the finger side. I feel like they both blended out beautifully. It's very soft. A little bit goes a very long way with these. And for the topper shade, so up close, this is what it looks like. It is definitely on the drier side in my opinion. It is a little hard to pick up with a finger and a brush. I did it both ways last night, but just for the sake of, you know, showing you a little bit of each, I'm going to use both my finger and the brush. So that's how it picks up on the finger. Very shiny, very, very beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but it is just a little bit drier than I was expecting, but that's totally fine. It'll still cling on really nicely to this cream. And it just creates this beautiful, shiny, not glittery, even though maybe there's a little bit of glitter in here, but it's not overwhelmingly glittery. I didn't find that I had fallout from it. I mean, get out of town with that, right? So beautiful. Just gonna grab the brush that I used for the bronzer, just buff out that edge a little bit. The more you layer it, the more intense it's going to be. So that is the side applied with the finger. I'm going to use a flat shader brush, and as you can see, it kind of, well, you can't really see that well, but as you push it down, the product does move around a little bit, so maybe it's just a top layer that has to come up for it to be a little bit creamier, but either way, it's not bad. Applies very nicely with the brush, clings right onto it. I'm not getting fallout. So the side with my finger is definitely a little bit shinier because that is gonna give you a more intense application. So I'm just gonna take my fingers so they're even and pop a little bit more of that on top. And I'm not wiping this, I'm kind of pressing it and pushing it on because I want it to, you know, stick to the eye. I don't wanna move around the cream underneath. So that is temper applied to both the eyelids. So I'm just keeping the eyes very simple like this. I'm just gonna run a little bit of the cream underneath the eye, and then I'm going to apply some mascara and throw on a lip, and then I'll show you how Glow Lust works on the cheekbone. All right, lashes and lips are done. So finally, I'm going to take the Glow Lust and just take a little bit because this stopper is the bomb. And I'm actually gonna pop this in between my two ring fingers. It's the softest touch for your fingers. So it's the one that's recommended for your face. So I'm just going to tap that on the top of the cheekbone. This is the most gorgeous sheen ever. It's not glittery. It just looks like you are glowing. Like, I know it's called the Glow Lust, so that's what they were going for, but they absolutely freaking nailed it. You can definitely build this up. I found that it easily goes on top of itself and it melts right into the skin. I had applied a little bit of powder like to my under eyes and like I said, down the center of the face, not on the cheek itself. I did use a powder bronzer, but it applies no problem. Just to show you guys that it will in fact layer on top of itself, I'm just gonna add a little bit more. So this is the second layer. This will obviously intensify the shine. I'm gonna pop a little bit too, right in between here. All right, so that is going to do it for this Auric talk through of the couple of products that I got. I think that if you're going to make one purchase, because it is pricey, I would definitely recommend the Glow Lust, sorry. I cannot get over how versatile and beautiful this formulation is. There's a ton of product in here. I probably should have started with that. It's 1.18 fluid ounce, which is more than you're going to get in a typical foundation. Yes, it's pricey, but the packaging is absolutely stunning. It's very sturdy. It's easy to control how much comes out. You can apply it in a lot of different ways, and it's freaking beautiful. I mean, I don't know how you argue with that. It's just unbelievable. I think the eyeshadow is certainly very, very beautiful. It's extremely luxe. You don't necessarily have to pick it up, but I'm really enjoying the way that it looks. I think it adds a little bit of soft glam to your day-to-day. I would definitely wear this like into the office, and I feel like you could bump it up and intensify it if you wanted to add a wing, more definition on the outer corner. You can definitely, you know, play this up, play it down. I think it is very beautiful. Again, you're getting what you pay for. It's a really expensive single shadow, but you get the cream and you get the powder, and you can, I I feel like wear either one on its own, no problem. So I'll have everything listed down below, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you do pick up anything from Auric or you've tried something, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of it. I can be talked into getting the other shades of eyeshadow, I'm just saying. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.